Does this look like salad to you or dessert? We are going to find out today. Hello, my name is Trista and I am the Vintage Cookbook Nerd, and this fabulous recipe is the subject of this video today. Pretzel salad it is called, and I found it in this old community cookbook. So let's take a moment to look quickly at the recipe and the book where this came from, and then we'll dive right into making this delicious dish. And stay tuned for the family tasting at the end and some sneak peeks in the middle. I will see you there. So let's dive right into the book for this pretzel salad. It comes from Favorite Recipes Cookbook. It was from the Ladies Guild Lutheran Church of Our Savior in Maryland. And it's in the soup and salad section here. It starts on this page and goes over here. Everything else is savory, but as you will see, this so-called salad is quite sweet. So we're gonna check it out. Let's move on to making this salad. Wow, is this a salad or a dessert? Very interesting. Let's find out. So let's go on to mixing the crust for this salad, which is super easy. We just have some pretzels here that are coarsely crushed. I just put them in the food processor for a few pulses on low, and I let some of the pieces stay. So it's 2 2/3 cup of these pretzel pieces. I just used regular ones. And then we have 1/2 cup or 1 stick of melted butter. It says margarine, but I like the flavor of butter better. Better. And then we have 3 tablespoons of sugar. So these are the only ingredients for the crust. And I have a 9 by 13 pan here. It doesn't say to grease it, but I greased it just for insurance purposes, so it's that the crust doesn't stick too much. So we're just gonna get that mixed up. And do you like sweeter salad or so-called salads? Or do you use a lot of gelatin in salads? I think it's kind of not such a modern thing anymore. I remember that my aunt used to bring a yummy salad, so-called. It was a fruit Jello. I think it had cranberry, raspberry, and a few other things, and I still have that recipe. I still love it. Haven't made it in a long time, but those used to be a lot more prevalent, especially for family gatherings. So let me know down in the comments below if these Jello things were more common when you were growing up. I remember also a picnic that we had where it seemed like almost everything was Jello. And as a kid, I was really happy with that. I remember it was a park and there was a little stream, and I just saw endless Jello salads at the table. But I have never ever made this pretzel salad before. I thought it was fascinating. So I got this tamped down so that it's gonna form hopefully a nice crust without too many gaps. Just using the spatula to do that. Then we're putting this in a 300-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes. And then while this is cooling, we're going on to our next steps in this recipe. Okay, we are ready for the next step. The crust is still in the oven. It's almost done. But I have 2 packets of strawberry gelatin here, the small ones. Those are 3-ounce ones. So I'm gonna put those in this bowl here. Beautiful pink color. And then I have 2 cups of water that I just boiled. So we have that. And then we want to add 1/2 cup of cold water. So I'm gonna come back in just a moment because I forgot to get that, so pardon me. I will be right back. And I also have some partially frozen strawberries, about 1 pound of them, some chopped up and some sliced. So we'll be right back in just a moment. All right, so I have something to stir with and I put the 1/2 cup of cold water in there. I'm dissolving the gelatin. It smells so good. And then, so after I dissolve this, I'm gonna be adding these partially frozen strawberries. I got a package that's 1 pound. The recipe calls for 2 10-ounce packages, but they generally come in this, and I think that's probably enough. Now that I've stirred this pretty well, I'm going to be adding these. And then I have these sliced ones too. We might be able to make sort of a pretty pattern on top, depending. We will see. But we are supposed to let this set to gel a little bit. It doesn't say to put it in the fridge, so I'm gonna set it to the side. If it doesn't seem to be gelling much, I might put it in the fridge for a little bit. But let's move on to the next step. So now we're moving on to the final step before assembling this salad. So I wanted to show you that it is working. This is partially gelling, just being out here on the counter with the partially frozen strawberries. So that is looking nice and wiggly and beautiful. So now we have cream cheese, 1 8-ounce block. And then we also have 2/3 cup sugar. And I'm gonna pause this for a second. I'm coming right back just because I forgot the Cool Whip, which is the 3rd ingredient in this layer. So I'm gonna bring that right back. Now I have the Cool Whip. This is an 8-ounce container and they want us to use 4.5 ounces. So I'm just gonna use about half of this. So it says cream together. I'm not sure if I need to use a mixer or not. Let's try with a spatula and see how it goes. But I let this cream cheese soften on the counter for a bit. And then we're gonna add in our sugar. The exact recipe I will put down below in the description, so no worries on that. I don't usually in my everyday life use so many packaged items, but I wanted to see how this turned out. I wonder if you could, now the texture might be different, if you could use whipped cream, whipped a lot with, powdered sugar, or maybe even a little bit of stabilized gelatin, if that might work for this creamy layer, along with the cream cheese, of course. So anyways, let's try to do this by hand and see if that's gonna work. And I might have to bring out my hand mixer, but we'll see. This is a good arm workout, so we might want to do this for our exercise today. I already did a lot of arm stuff at the gym, so this is hurting a little. But anyway, this is looking yummy, and I'm super curious. I did cool down the pretzel layer just out of the oven for about 10-15 minutes. I did put it in the fridge here for a couple minutes just so it's nice and cool when this goes on, so that it doesn't melt anything. And this is looking really good. I might add a tiny bit more Cool Whip here. And we could add some vanilla to this if we wanted. Which actually I might do. Yeah. I can't help but try to put some little spin on this. So before I spread this out, I might add a teaspoon of vanilla or something. I love vanilla. Let me know if you love flavorings like vanilla or what your favorite extract is. I also love, well, my all-time favorite is coconut extract, especially in granola. I think that's fabulous. Anyway, don't these two look yummy? Oh my gosh, delicious. Anyways, let's get on with assembling this. Yay. So now we're ready to assemble our pretzel salad. So I wanted you to see up close what this crust looks like. It's nice and solid. I let it cool down a bit out of the oven on the counter, and then also in the fridge and a tiny bit in the freezer just to make sure it was cool enough. And we have our cream cheese, sugar, and Cool Whip mixture, and I did end up putting about a teaspoon of vanilla in here. And it's nice and creamy. So we're gonna make a nice, pretty layer with that. Get that smoothed out as best we can, and then we're gonna be putting the gelatin on top. Then we will get that in the fridge and let it gel until it's firm. And then stay tuned because I always taste these with my husband and my son, and we give our opinions on what it's like. This is always the tricky part, getting it evenly distributed. It's always a little challenging, but we're gonna make it. Let's make sure we get enough cream layer over here. Come on, cream layer. Oh, there's a little bit of cream cheese here. Oops. All right. Let's get that clear over here so that we can get all that deliciousness over here. It's like a little race. Come on, cream mixture. You can make it to the end here. Let's get that over here. Okay, and we're disturbing some of the pretzels. All right, that's good. So let's get this mixture on here. It is gelling quite nicely. And it will be a little bit of mixture of sliced strawberries and the chopped ones, but it's gonna be really pretty. And there's a lot of it. So beautiful. Okay, that's looking good. So we will spread this on top. Get that again evenly distributed. This layer is a little easier because it's a little bit thicker. And look how pretty that is. Okay, so this is gonna go in the fridge for a while. It doesn't really say how long, but I'm guessing at least half an hour to an hour or so, but I will let you know about how long it takes and put that in the recipe down below. So take a look at the pretty sparkliness of this, and I will see you when it's ready and we'll do our tasting. So stay tuned for that. We are here to try pretzel salad, question mark.
This is Cool Whip in the middle?
Yes, Cool Whip, cream cheese, sugar, the Jello on top, the pretzel on the bottom. Mm.
It smells good. It smells like...
Oh, wow.
Adam approved.
This is like a cheesecake, but just a little meltier.
So it's like little bits of... It's just... The crust is just
It's pretzel, sugar, and melted butter.
Oh.
It's actually really good if you love like salty sweet desserts. This is really good combo, actually. I thought it was gonna be weird, but it's
like some kind of delicious strawberry thing.
Mm. Oh, good.
Yeah, especially if you taste all the layers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I don't like Jello, but in this mix, it's really nice.
Oh yeah,
It's almost like a little zip of like strawberry jam or something.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Delicious.
I would make this for a party or
This would
whatever.
be a great like summer dessert.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it'd be great. Could even put other berries or something in there.
And that crust is delicious.
Oh
Yeah, it's
yeah,
good crust.
it's quite good.
All right.
So definitely try this for dessert.
Shocking
I would say.
thumbs up, but I really like it.
Thanks, guys. Bye.